Good morning, everybody. I'll show you the sale real quick. I know no live footage yet, but the camera should be here today. But I'm not gonna sit at home and wait for it. I gotta go to garage sales. So for 45 bucks, first score of the day, get this box of goodies. A bunch of Nintendo games with no Nintendo. A bunch of PS2 games and a PS2, and then this cool penguin figure. So 45, that's pretty good. I don't know much about the penguin figure, but it just looked cool when it was in the package. All right, I'm at a community sale right now. There's another hunter here that I saw, so I've ran into him once. So yeah, let's see if there's anything at this sale and I'll let you guys know. All right guys, little score here. Sales right there. I would take these games all day long. $2 each, Xbox One games. Grand Theft Auto 5, Far Cry Primal, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. All day long, $3 each. That's a steal. Or $2 each. I mean, I paid $6 for all three. So, I think this is the street that I came in on. Yep. All right, guys. I'll get back to you when I find some more sales. See you in a bit. Ooh, man. I don't know if you guys can see the sales up there somewhere. Scored mega. Walk up to the sale, ask him, do you have any video games? And he was like, yeah, we do, but my wife doesn't know what she wants to sell, what she wants to go through, whatnot. He's like, but you're welcome to look. They're at the bottom of this box somewhere. So I got to dig. That's the best part. I got to dig. And I'm going through, and I ended up with a big bag of stuff. And in there, I'm not going to pull it out because it's going to make a mess, but there's a top loader. There's 2 Super Nintendo games, a couple N64 controllers, an NES game, some Sega games, Silent Hill Black Label. I finally found that one. I couldn't never find that game. It's always green label. Finally found it. And then Silent Hill 4 The Room for Xbox. Some good stuff. So I asked him, all right, would you know, do you know how much she would want to sell this for, if she would want to sell any of this? And he's like, here, let me give her a call. And then he was like, you know what? Here, let me just keep the zapper gun, because there was an NES zapper gun, and you can have the rest. And I was like, okay, how much? And he's like, 20 bucks. Done. 20 bucks for a top loader and all these good. Oh man, this day turned out amazing. It's right here on the top, actually. This was at the very bottom of the box. Cannot freaking believe it, man. Those are getting harder to find. 20 bucks. Insane. Today started out really slow. There was other competition, and I still got stuff from that sale. Shows you that, you know, some people they mess up. They don't get to hit every sale, and I don't know what to ask, so it's just persistence. But yeah, right now I'm going to a storage unit yard sale. So wish me luck on that one. I'll see you guys in a bit. Man, so I'm still in the same area. I saw another sign. I hit it, and sure enough, I asked them if they had games, and she's like, man, we sold everything earlier. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, but we have Nintendo games. That's what that was like the first thing I said. I was like, oh, okay, cool, if I could check them out. And she's like, yeah, we're not sure if we want to sell them yet. She called her son, and he said, yeah, so for 80 bucks, which is pretty decent because of how many games. I got all this stuff. Nothing crazy, nothing rare, nothing like that, but some good stuff, and then a PS4 controller. So I'm pretty happy with today. Yeah, now I'm on my way to the storage yard sale, unless I see another sign. I gotta follow these signs. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. What's up, everybody? So all done with garage sales and another amazing weekend. It started out really slow. I hit up a community sale, and like right off the bat, somebody said they had a Dreamcast, but they didn't want to go inside and grab it. So I left my number, but I don't think anything's gonna come from that. So then a few more sales down, I ran into another hunter that's on the same Facebook group as me, and he was pulling out a bunch of like Sega games from a box. So I sort of changed it up, got out of that area, kind of went to the other end, and slowly worked my way back towards the front, and it worked out a little bit. I found a couple things, but it's when I left that community sale that it really started to pay off. So I'll show you all the stuff from the garage sales, and then I have some swap meet stuff, Craigslist pickup, and the swap meet stuff from today, which was actually pretty good. So yeah, let's jump into it. So starting really slow, you know, I saw a couple games here and there, but nothing that I bought. Walk up to this sale, and immediately it just looked awesome. There was a bunch of collectible toys and stuff like that. And I asked the guy if he had any games, and he's like, yeah, I have all of that. So he comes back out, and I heard him as he was coming back out of his garage through the side door, he dropped some of the Nintendo games. I knew right away it was Nintendo games. I was like, sweet. So I walk over and there's some Nintendo games and then a PS2 with some games. So PS2 came with all its cables, 2 controllers. There was no Nintendo. The PS2 games, we got Castlevania, Lament of Innocence, Secret Weapons over Normandy, which one that I've never seen before. I might hold on to that one. Star Wars Battlefront 2, Jeopardy. These are all in pretty good condition too. Splashdown, Rides Gone Wild, Sims Bustin' Out, God of War 2, 2-disc set one, and Call of Duty Finest Hour. Nintendo games. PS2 right here. Just a fat PS2. And then the Nintendo games, nothing crazy. Super Off-Road, The Goonies 2, Rampage, Arch Rivals, that one's kind of a good one. The Legend of Cage, Total Recall, Rambo, Q*bert, Wrath of the Black Manta, Ghosts and Goblins, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I paid $45 for that one, that bundle, so that was really good. Which ones did I find? Okay, I found these ones next. These were the only other games that I found in that community sale. I walk up and these are sitting right out on the table. I mean, nobody who buys video games would just leave these there. So I picked them up and asked them how much? $2 each. $2 each for Xbox One games. Nobody who hunts for video games would just leave these there. So, you know, either I got there at the right time or people just passing stuff up all the time. It's weird. We got The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And I'm going to keep all these games. I didn't have any of them for the Xbox. I don't have a very big Xbox One collection. Far Cry Primal and Grand Theft Auto 5. $6 for those 3 games, and the Grand Theft Auto 5 is still pretty pricey. Alright, so now I had left the sale, and I was hitting sales up here and there, and I found one that had some games, nothing crazy, for $1. I got Wii Sports and Worms, A Space Oddity. So, I was on my way to the storage unit yard sale, and there was, you know, just random sales here and there. So on my way there, I see a sign, I follow it. Had to follow the sign, and pull up to the sale, and it looked pretty big. And I walked up and I asked, you know, the guy, "Do you have any video games?" And he's like, "We do. They're in the box over here. My wife wanted to look at them to see what she wanted to sell, but you're welcome to look through the box." So I started digging through the box, and right away I could see, you know, there was N64 controllers on the top. We got a yellow and a gray, and then this aftermarket black one. And there was this Dreamcast zapper gun. There was a Tremor pack. Weird, there was one Dreamcast case, and there was just this for the N64. No games for the N64 or the Dreamcast. Then I started, you know, looking through the bottom, and as I'm going through, I'm finding games and stuff. I saw a few Sega games. We got Madden, Sonic 2, Sonic 3D Blast, which I don't usually see a lot, and Vector Man 2. Which is funny because when I first saw my buddy earlier in the morning, this was one of the games he pulled out in the box, so that's pretty cool. There was a bag inside this box that I heard there was games, and the guy started looking, he's like, "Where?" And I was like, "That bag right there." And he's like, "Wow, you know the sound of games." I was like, "Yeah, you can hear them when they're going together." But this bag had 2 Super Nintendo games in it, so Super Mario All-Stars and Super Scope 6. There was an NES game at the very bottom, Roadrunner. And then I saw some Xbox games. This was the first one I saw, Silent Hill 4, and inside it had Silent Hill 1. And then there was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and Fable. So as I'm digging deeper in the box, I found the case. So complete, first time I've ever found it, Black Label, Silent Hill. Super stoked to grab that one. And then there's one Game Boy game, Pocket Bomberman. And at the very bottom of the box, I saw the little red button, an NES top loader. And it had the power cable and the RF switch. No dog bone controller, but whatever. So pulled all this stuff out. I also had a zapper. And I asked the guy, okay, so, you know, if you can get a hold of your wife or whatnot, how much do you guys think you would want for this stuff? And he's like, hold on, let me call her. And some other guy came up and was asking about something, and he talks to that guy for a second, and then he's like, hey, you know what? Just let me keep the gun, the zapper gun, and you can have the rest. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. How much do you want for the rest of it? 20 bucks? 20 bucks. I mean, I would pay 20 bucks just for this. You know, if I saw it like at the swap meet or whatnot. So 20 bucks for that. That was an amazing deal. And then it just got better from there. I followed another sign. It was like right down the street from this sale. Walk up, and the first thing I saw was a PS1 and some controllers. And then in the mix of the controllers, there was this PS4 controller. So I picked this up and I said, you guys have any more games, like PS1 games? And she's like, oh, yeah, we sold all the games we had this morning. And I was like, oh, okay, so nothing else. You know, I started going through the list, Nintendo's, you know, this and that. And she's like, no, yeah, we sold everything this morning. And then she took a second. She's like, well, I do have some Nintendo games right here in the garage. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll check those out if you want to grab them. She's like, I don't know if we want to sell them. I'm going to have to ask my son. So I go through and I look at the box, and she called her son, and he said, yeah, we'll sell them. So I got that. All of this was 80 bucks. I got that PS4 controller, a zapper, so missed out on that one zapper, and I get this one. And then a bunch of games. There was one Sega game, Mortal Kombat, 3 Super Nintendo games, Jurassic Park, NBA Jam, and NHLPA Hockey 93. And then a bunch of Nintendo games. And there was actually 2 in here that I needed. So we've got Kung Fu, Spelunker, Jeopardy, MLB, To the Earth, Turtles 2, the arcade game, another copy of Ghosts and Goblins, Bases Loaded, here's one that I needed, Phantom Fighter, Top Players Tennis, TNC Surf Designs, Bases Loaded 2, second season. Got Pro Wrestling, Blaster Master, Batman, Desert Commander, Slalom, Castlevania, that's a good one, and Metal Gear, another good one right there. I don't usually see that one. Alright, there's another one right here that I needed. We got the Karate Kid, Pinball Quest, that was the other one that I needed. Gradius, Captain Skyhawk, Mach Rider, Marble Madness, that's a good one. Last few games right here. Got Elevator Action, that one's pretty cool. Winter Games, Russian Attack, Double Dribble, Bad Dudes, Hogan's Alley, and Adventures of Bayou Billy. So pretty decent, pretty cool for 80 bucks. You know, there's quite a few games there. Alright, that was it for garage sales. So it was a really good day, I thought. You know, it started out super slow and finished off pretty good. Let's see, I'll show the swap meet pickups and then the Craigslist pickup. So these were on Wednesday, I think. Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't know. It was in the week sometime. We got an N64 with GoldenEye, all cables and everything. I think it had a controller somewhere. Got that for 30. All these Sega games for 10 bucks. Got Toy Story, Tiny Toon Adventures, I think this one is Art Alive. I don't know, I'm not sure, I haven't tried it. But it just says Art on there. But there's an Art Alive on Sega. Sonic the Hedgehog. Aladdin. Probably the best game in here, I think. Alex Kidd, The Enchanted Castle. Jungle Book. Terminator 2. NBA Jam. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. Can't stand loose Sega games. I don't know what it is. Mickey's Ultimate Challenge. Pretty much got rid of all my loose Sega games except like the really good ones like Splatterhouse 2, I think. Sonic the Hedgehog. And then the only game that was in the box, Williams Arcade's Greatest Hits. I don't think I have this one, so I'll probably just keep it. So $10 on that stuff. And then a GameCube that came with the power adapter. And Namco Museum. Got that for $15. Alright, today's swap meet stuff. All still in my trusty backpack. Alright. This was the first score. Really decent. I paid 120 bucks. He won 10 bucks each game. And he just gave me the Game Gear game. Just threw it in. So some pretty decent stuff here. We got Tactics Ogre. Boulder Dash EX. Digimon Battle Spirit. Battle Bodayman, or I don't know how you say it. Another copy of Tactics Ogre. Them side by side so you guys can see. 2 copies right there. There was 2 copies of this game as well. Gunstar Heroes. Castlevania Classic NES Series. Xevious Classic NES Series. Klonoa Empire of Dreams. Final Fantasy IV, I believe. And the best one out of the GBA games, River City Ransom. Pretty hard one to find on Game Boy Advance, so pretty stoked on that one. And then Shinobi for the Game Gear. 120 bucks, not a steal by any means, but still pretty decent for swap meet, and you know, it's pretty decent games. I think this game next. We got an N64 with an aftermarket expansion pack. And a bunch of controllers. We got a gray one, a blue one, this weird aftermarket one, another gray one, and then the 2 like awesome ones. We got the Smoke Black and the Ice Blue. Pretty sweet. Smoke Black is kind of hard to find, so. This Tremor pack. Came with all of its cables, the regular jumper pack, and a memory card. And obviously the good stuff. 007, Madden 2000, Mario Kart 64, Turok 2, Quake 2, and Perfect Dark. Paid 100 bucks for that lot. Pretty decent with all the controllers and stuff, all the cables, stuff like that in the games. This came next. This one was next, I believe. Sega. The vendor came up to me and he stopped me. He's like, "Yeah, I got this cool. It's a Sega and it plays the cassettes and the CDs." I was like, oh, okay, I was hoping he had a Sega CDX. But it's the Model 2 Genesis and Model 2 Sega CD. I got this for 20 bucks. This was all there was, except there's a game in the Sega CD. Now, if it wasn't for the game, I wouldn't have bought it. But, you know, he wanted to sell the whole thing. So, inside, awesome game right here. Final Fight CD. pretty sweet game to have inside of here. So picked it up, 20 bucks. The Sega CD doesn't work like I figured it would, but you know, not a big deal. 20 bucks. I'd pay 20 bucks all day long for Final Fight. This was next. Picked up 4 PS3 controllers. Never have enough of these. And then last for the swap meet today, Godzilla Save the Earth for the PS2, 5 bucks. Oh, the PS3 controllers I paid 40 bucks, so not bad. Alright, now let's get on to this really awesome Craigslist score. So I was on Craigslist like I always am, and there was an ad, no pictures, barely any description. Nintendo Wii U with 10 games, 130 bucks. I was like, oh, okay, sweet. So I hit the guy up, and he says he has it, and he sent me pictures, and there was more than 10 games. There was some Wii games and Wii U games. So for 130 bucks, I got an original 8 gigabyte white Wii U. Works perfectly, no problems. Came with all of its cables and everything. A whole bunch of games. And there was extra stuff in here too, like this Yoshi GameCube style controller. There was a Wii U Pro controller. That's pretty sweet. Princess Peach amiibo, and then a Wii Motion Plus remote. So that's pretty good. And then all these games. Some good games in here too. WarioWare Smooth Moves, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Super Mario Galaxy, and I'm going to keep quite a few of these games. Super Paper Mario, I'm going to keep this one for sure. Tales of Symphonia. It's kind of weird, this game isn't that hard to find, but it's the first time I've ever found it in the wild. Dance Dance Revolution 2, Dance Dance Revolution Hottest Party 2, and the Wii U games, we got Yoshi's Woolly World, Injustice, Gods Among Us, that was the only disc on me. Just Dance 2014, Super Smash Bros. Wii U, Wii Fit U, I'm keeping that one for sure, Nintendo Land, and Hyrule Warriors. Freaking sweet. Wii U's are starting to surface now, like in the wild and on Craigslist and stuff, so eventually I'll complete that set. There's some harder to find titles, but I got most of them. I got Turbo, I got the Cruise, I got Hello Kitty Cruisers, which is one of the hardest ones to find. So it's pretty decent. I really like the Wii U. Not a lot of people like it, but I like it, so pretty good. That was everything for this week. It was a great week. Great weekend. I found a lot of stuff for the collection. It's always nice to find NES games that I need for the collection, because with how many I have, it's starting to get to a point where I'm not finding as many in the wild, so I gotta get them at trade events and stuff like that. That is everything I can think of. I didn't get anything from GameStop. I think Cruise is on its way from GameStop, so yeah, pretty good. That's all I got for you guys for this one. So thumbs up the video, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you guys next time.